Hey, did you know I have a Patreon now? If you want to support the channel even more, please consider donating. Every tier from $2 and up gets rewards and it would help out a ton. So go check out patreon.com/Eminough and see what you think. $2 and up patrons get priority on which planets I do. $5 and up patrons get shouted out at the end of each video. $10 and up patrons get access to an exclusive podcast called Terra Inform, where I discuss science and the current state of terraforming IRL. And $20 patrons will get access to exclusive digital content on a monthly basis, think PDFs, images, etc., that will usually roll around on the 20th of the month. So check it out, and I'd love to see you all there. Hello, peoples of the internet. This is Eminough, and we are back with some more TerraGenesis. Now, you're going to have to excuse the week-long absence that I just took because school was busy. School was pretty hectic, and I'm just getting into a new workout routine that's taken a bit of time getting used to. And overall, last week was not my week for producing videos, apparently. Anyways, like I always say, excuses. Let's get back to playing the game. So, we are unpausing Mars, and right off the bat, we can see that we are still trying to increase biosphere, which we did a pretty dang good job at last time. The Leafograph and Ugrin's Olos are both endangered right now, Ugrin's Olos is actually only increasing up to 46%. Let's go ahead and conserve it a little bit. You know what health is? Maybe plus 15. And let's reload that really fast. 53? I guess we'll take it. We can always create new species if that one ends up going extinct. But yeah, we are currently researching the hydrogen processor, which is a facility that, if I'm not mistaken, it's a very powerful powerful global depressurizer. Fortunately, though, we don't need a depressurizer of that magnitude. We're kind of just going for the completionist route at this point, where we research everything that's possible to research. Also, let's go ahead and double check our progress on the orbital surveyor. Oh, sorry, the orbital surveyor is already constructed. So the Lagrange Academy done in 12 hours 9 minutes. Alright. Please excuse me, everyone. I'll be right back. After this commercial break, we will continue to regain our bearings on what we need to be doing. Alright, and we're back with the boost. Now let's continue on our overview. So, the Lagrange Academy is completed in 12 hours 7 minutes right now. Well, 12 hours 8 minutes, as is the Sky Farm. And the Space Elevator, being the massive project that it still requires 1 day, 1 hour, and 20 minutes of construction time. And, and we do also have the 2 moons that we can build on. So we've got this habdome, this habdome, this habdome, this habdome, this habdome, and this habdome. We've got 6 habdomes on Deimos, and we've got 3 habdomes on Phoebes, because those are all of the construction slots that those moons have. Give me you're tired, you're poor. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. Speaking of which, how is our population cap doing? 1,543,910, and we have 1,063,005. Well, a little bit more now, but okay, so we're doing pretty well in terms of population cap. But let's come over to our colonies. What is this? This is a spaceport. Can we hurry it? It'll cost 3 Genesis points. Okay. That'll help give us a bit more credits, and also boost the population growth in Alkaku. And very soon here, it's going to have enough population that we'll be able to put in a second habdome. In fact, right now it does. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I'm not too worried about overpopulation on Mars right now. One free Genesis point, no thank you. We don't need that. But like I said, we are still increasing the biosphere. And right now, yeah, we've got very stable microorganism biomes, not biomes, cultures, that's the word that I was looking for. Very stable microorganism cultures, both aquatic and terrestrial. Our plants are coming along. We've got 3 plants, one of which is almost capped out, and the other 2 of which are on their way up, but are currently not doing that well. And that's terrestrial. And in the aquasphere, we have 2 species of plants, both of which are doing relatively well and have a pretty good health cap. And in fact, I think that if... Let's go ahead... Oh, what? Oh yeah, we don't have any more slots for the aquasphere, so... okay, at 500, you've got another space. Let's come over to Biomass, Deep Sea Collective Reef Institute. Is there a particular reason we haven't researched the Reef Institute yet? Or the Zoological Society? Plus 20 pressure, minus 20 water, plus 20 water, plus 15 population. Huh. So as long as we compensate for the pressure difference caused by the Zoological Society, if we build an equal amount of reef institutes and zoological societies, that will do us pretty dang well. So, okay, so that's definitely what we're going to be researching next. Alright, and let's go ahead and accept that mission. It's only 400,000 credits, after all, to save a habdome. And there's not too much that we can do at this point. Let's come up to the planet view and just check out what Mars looks like right now. We shouldn't see too much greenery at this point. But yeah, we have a steady and a stable and growing biosphere. And yeah, we've officially got a whole, a total plant health score of greater than or equal to 1, and it's almost true for the aquasphere as well. So that's really good. Let's see what this transmission is. Total revenue boost. I guess we can go for that. So please bear with me, everyone. I'll be right back. All right, and we are back with total revenue boost. So we've got a little bit more mining revenue boost than we have cultural revenue boost, but that is fine. Now, as far as habitability goes, we've still got a little bit too much oxygen. Are we? Yeah, we're decreasing on that, so we're doing a good job at fixing that. And once we no longer require as steep of a decrease in oxygen, we can just turn off those 2 O2 filters in Nicosia, and that will pretty much do us. Now, why? Let's see. Oh, because the Martian bush is adding 1. Alright, so that is good to know. Iponce Ostense, Martian Sushi, Leaf O Grass, and Ugrin's Olos are not contributing any oxygen, which is just fine. Mining revenue, We've already got more than enough of that, thank you. And let's just see here. Let's come over to colonies. Why don't we? We've got 5 outposts. Let's see if we can squeeze one more in just for the heck of it. Maybe right around here. Huh, that's too close to Akakuk. Okay. Let's not have wire. Oh yeah, we don't have a wire in this world. That's on a game that I've been playing on the side, which is a custom planet that I had generated that I can totally do. That sort of thing for Patreon supporters of $5 and up, maybe $10 and up. I haven't decided for sure yet, but $5 seems like a pretty good threshold. So how about we name you mine, like the German word for my. All right, and coming back over to the colonies, and coming down to mine. Let's search for rhodium. Oh, there's quite the pocket of rhodium right here. And palladium, quite the pocket right here. This was a pretty good spot for rare metals. I think that's far enough away. Nope, that's too close. Okay. That's definitely far enough away, though. And as we can see, there's just heaps and heaps of carbon. So I'm going to go ahead and build 1 carbon mine there just for the heck of it. And 1 more right over here. Alright, and and transmission, cultural revenue boost. I guess it would only be fair to even them out, so I'll be right back, everyone. And we've hit Pater in Tlenextly Zeta. So that's awesome. But yeah, I'll be right back, everyone. This should be the last commercial break for the episode, so please bear with me. Alright, and we're back, and we've officially pretty much evened out the amount of boost we have for each of the 2 different types of income. Now, we do have enough population to add 2 more facilities to Akaku, but there's not that much incentive. I don't know, plus 10 oxygen, and then that, oh yeah, that's for the Ecological Society and the Reef Institute, that you can balance them out like that. But yeah, like I said, either way, we've got pretty well thriving ecosystems on both sides, but we can't do anything more with the aquatic ecosystem for right now. We've got a ton of terrestrial slots left, though. Let's go ahead and introduce 1 more species of plant. It's going to be grass. We're going to make it humidity adapted. We're going to make it large. And we're going to make it low metabolism. And actually, if we wanted it to be, let's make it actually aridity adapted, large, and low metabolism. And that will be good. And Stomafuns Nerisins. Actually, that's pretty cool, so let's leave it like that. And Martian Bush is decreasing in health? What on earth for? Coming transmission, mining revenue boost. No thanks. Let's do 40% boost to that. See what that does. Okay, so it's not going to fall quite as far this time. Far now. And I think if we introduce something really light on the environment, like an amphibian. Nope, except we've got too little water for that. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do cold adapted. Let's do humidity adapted. And let's do low metabolism. And actually, we've got a really low tolerance score there. Maybe if we did insect and we did heat adapted. And let's do high oxygen adapted, and let's do large. Okay, that's a fair bit better. Let's name you Bug with 2 G's. Alright, and wow, Bug is not going to do very well. 2 free Genesis points? You know, no thank you, not right now. No slots available, yeah, I know that. I don't want to make another microorganism, thank you. Let's go ahead and, let's just think if there's anything more that we need to do before we leave this to time itself for the second, before we come back for the second episode for the day, which unfortunately is going to be a little bit later since I didn't start this episode until about 1:20. But let's go ahead and do live shows, why don't we? By the way, how are we doing here? We're still earning much more than we're even spending, including the conservation efforts we're making for Eoponce Ostense, Martian Sushi, Leafograss, Ugrans, Olos, and Martian Bush. Awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and spend a little bit more time just admiring the progress that we've made on Mars. What is this transmission? Mining revenue? No thanks, we've already got that. But yeah, let's just take a moment to appreciate how much, or how far we've come, and unless something exciting happens, I think this might be where we end this episode, despite it being very, very short. There just isn't that much to do besides wait at this point. Although, a thought does occur to me. Let's pull up my YouTube channel, and let's double check that we don't have any comments. Questions in the comments that need answering. So let's see, we're going to comments, and alright, so I do think I answered this question, but I'm going to answer it here just in case I did not. So this lovely YouTube user asked what to do if your colony is abandoned and if you can transfer money between worlds. So, the answer to question number 1, what happens when your colony is abandoned? You can get it back. So when a colony is abandoned, it's almost always because it's either been flooded, so you put it too low below where the sea level was going to be, and you ended up flooding your colony out when you rose your sea levels to maybe not even that far above where they needed to be. And the other thing that could happen is if you have just complete and total ecosystem collapse where your oxygen goes all the way down and your air pressure goes out the window and your temperature drops to basically zero. And in that case, there's a lot more work you're going to need to do. In that case, you need to build. Well, in the first case, you just need to double check where your sea level is and where you think it's going to be once it's at the proper level, and just make sure to build your colonies far enough away from the sea line that it will be not flooded if you happen to need to raise it anymore, or if it happens to raise some when you're, for example, increasing your temperature back up. And in the second case, where everything's just gone completely downhill and you need to start completely over, just build a colony. Just build one more new colony anywhere you want. They should have all disappeared, if I remember correctly. And build the largest habitation facility that you can. So if you can do a habdome, build one of those, or a hab complex or a hab unit, and then something to help boost the population a little bit, so that you can start building more facilities. And as you get the money, which may not be very, very fast, or it could be very fast depending on how you've got your mines set up and if you have any cultural revenue left over, just build more colonies and build facilities that you need to get your oxygen back intact, back up to the proper levels, get your water levels back in place, and your air pressure and all that sort of stuff. And then after that, pretty much just keep a close eye on all of your stats like I do. You may notice that I check the summary screen pretty frequently during episodes, and that's because I want to make sure that I'm not overshooting anything. Like right now, we are increasing water at a very fast rate. We're growing at 360 centimeters per minute. And so if I'm not careful, I could actually drown a couple of my colonies. Let's go through each of the colonies and see how high above the current sea level they are. So Zakharov's Wish is 3 kilometers above sea level, which means I've got a lot of leeway in terms of making sure Zakharov's Wish doesn't go under. Although you do have to be careful because the water level is shown in centimeters and your colony's elevation is shown in kilometers. So in my case, you need to do a little bit of I need to do a little bit of math and say, okay, I need about 200,000 more meters, and that's going to be about 2 kilometers of sea level. So Zakharov's Wish is good. Wandermere is 10 kilometers above sea level, and since we know that Zakharov's Wish all the way down at 3 kilometers above sea level is going to be safe, we know Wandermere is good. And same with Remus, it's 9 kilometers above the current sea level. Kratos is good, it's 4 kilometers above sea level, although we will be cutting it very close and want to monitor the rise of sea level particularly closely if we want to save Kratos from going under, which we really do, since it's got a level 10 Habdome and a level 10 Eco Simulator, which are very valuable facilities. Nicosia is 5 kilometers above sea level, so it's doing alright too, but we need to be careful. Akaku is 3 kilometers above sea level, so we've got practically no margin of error if we want to preserve Akaku. We need to stop it pretty much exactly where we need it to be, or risk flooding out part or all of Akaku. Yoglin is 5 kilometers above sea level. We've got 5 mines here. And as you can see, we can already start to see the shoreline in the snippet of the planet where Yoglin is located. So we do need to be a little bit careful here. But we should be alright. 5 kilometers, 3 kilometers after we finish raising sea levels up to the target is plenty. Seamood is 22 kilometers above sea level. We'd have to throw the water levels really out of whack before that started being an issue. Gorman is 18 kilometers above sea level. Aldrin is 5 kilometers above sea level. Again, 3 kilometers is fine. Tlenexley is 5 kilometers above, so is mine. So really, we just need to be careful of Zakharov's Wish and Kratos and possibly also Nicosia and also Akaku. So while I'm away between episodes, I will probably come back maybe an hour after this episode finishes to make sure that I'm not at serious risk of drowning any of my colonies or any of my mines. And if I am, all I have to do is turn on both of my other ice launchers and turn off my hydro generator, and actually I might want to preemptively build even another ice launcher, because that's not going to do it. So let's come over to Akaku and come over to not biomass but water. And let's go ahead and build that, and it will be done in 1 hour, 47 minutes. That will probably give us enough time, but just to be safe, we need 4 Genesis points. Okay, so just to be safe, and this will, and while I'm doing this, I can actually answer the question of whether you can transfer money or not. So if we come over here to transfer GP, GP stands for Genesis points, as you probably know, and it actually doesn't look like we have that many Genesis points that are disposable. We've got 7 on Mercury, but we need those for the upcoming episode tomorrow. But we do have several free Genesis points, it looks like, on Mars. Oh, but that's this one. I think that might actually be this world. In either case, we can't transfer any Genesis points because we don't have any. Oh, so we can transfer one from Epicod, which is the world that I've been doing on the side, and Harsh Winter has reduced Martian Bush's health by 34%. Yeesh. Let's go ahead and do that. And that will be good, but you cannot transfer credits. As you can see, there's no button to transfer credits between your worlds, and that is pretty unfortunate, but really, it could be kind of OP because you could make a bunch of throwaway worlds where you get like 300 million credits or 500 million credits, and then transfer all of them to a world that you actually care about. And yeah, that would be pretty OP in my opinion. So that might be why, or it might just be some other mechanic that they've decided to include. Either way, I think it helps contribute to the balance of the game. And yeah, overall, good game, great mechanics. Like I keep saying, every time I happen to need to review the game, I always say it's good, not because I need to. I'm not being paid any sort of commission from Edgeworks or anyone working on this game to praise it. I just happen to really like this game. And yeah, so that is pretty much everything we can do. I do want to double check my biosphere because Martian Bush took a pretty big hit in health due to the harsh winter. And Bug is not going to be doing very well when it caps out, but hopefully it won't go extinct. And yeah, so next episode, there should be more to do. And if there's not, then it will just have to be another slow and somewhat shorter episode like this one is. So, thank you everyone so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it and want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you really want to support the channel, then feel free to go over to Patreon and check out my page, which is patreon.com/Eminough. It's spelled just like the channel name, and of course donations are not required, but they do help out a lot, and I'm really excited to be able to give back even more to the community through perks and through live streams, if I can figure out how those would work from an iPad. And yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Eminough, and as always, if you've got questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I will answer them as soon as I can, and answer them live on a video on the next episode of the series on which you commented. And yeah, this is Eminough, this is TerraGenesis Mars, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.